So today total do two trades. So let's try to understand how the overall everything going on to this day. So starting the day, what we had here is why is this lagging all of a sudden? It's a little bit lagging for some reason. What is it? Yeah. So so going into the day, I had yesterday we had this big fall, which was it ended up clearing out all this liquidity to the left of us. We still are still a little bit short bias, but that depends on because still I believe this liquidity needs to be taken out of the market, but that depends on. So starting the day, I understood where we are right now. So after we took out this liquidity left of us, we had a big rally to the upside. Going into this rally, we had a breaking structure here. We kind of generated liquidity. That's why I had this level marked out. So going into the day, I also understood the daily high and daily low, and I find out that we are pretty close towards the previous daily high. Okay, so my idea was to understand what can actually happen, how to like form the picture going into the day. Okay, so I had kind of going into the day, I had two plans. One is like uh, just after the market open, we can take out the previous daily high, or we can come lower first, generate liquidity around this area by respecting these highs, and sweep out liquidity and then go towards the previous daily high. Okay, just at the starting here, okay, market opens and we 9:30. Okay, as you can see, before market opens, we kind of take out the previous daily high. So my understanding is, okay, if we have taken the previous daily high, uh, we have taken out liquidity out of the market at this level. What is the next? Where is the next liquidity is built up for us to go? Okay, I know we have liquidity left of us, so I have to understand the this around area here. So going into the 5 minute time frame, if you look at it, we had this big rally, we had this push to the downside, we had this break of structure. And after this, if you look at this, look what happened. We have respected this area once, twice, and that built up liquidity to the left of us. Okay, anybody buying, they have the stop losses down here, so that's liquidity. So low, I have to understand the liquidity, the measured liquidity level. Looking into the day, we had this liquidity here as well. This area around here. Okay, we also had Asian institution low and below and the midnight opening price as well. So going into the day, as we have taken, I was short bias going into the day. Okay, so I understood this is the liquidity that is my target going into the day, going into the session. So how am I going to build the structure of entering into this? Now I have a picture that okay, I've taken the liquidity to the left. We have taken the previous daily high. Now I need to see the model properly happen into the price so I can engage into a trade. So going into the day, what has ended up happening is going to the previous daily high, and I had to understand which high and low that needs to be taken before you have that displacement. I would like to see price to come towards these lows. So I need to understand which possible high low that can get breakthrough to the downside so I can consider. So my idea is to see that okay, this is the drawn liquidity for me. Okay. Then I need to see a specific level get broken, a specific low get broken, which makes sense that if we can break through this level, that is telling us that we can go towards this low. After that, I would like to see liquidity build up. I want to see the early sellers get out of the market and then market pumps. Okay, this is my idea. Okay, this is my idea. So we had this big push to the downside. Looking at the 5 minute, we had this low. Now breaking through this low is definitely makes sense for us uh, to push the price lower. Okay, for me. Uh, but if you look at it, we didn't have any form of proper internal sweep, but that depends on looking at this. Are we having any form of divergence around this area? We didn't have any form of divergence. So I need to understand, okay, we need to build up liquidity. So once we have that, now I would like to see we have built up liquidity and then we break to the downside. So what ended up happening here is we went to go to take that high once more around here. Okay, as you can see, we just went to that high once more just to clear out the liquidity. And with that, at the same time, we also have the divergence. Okay, so now what I have the break of structure, I have the liquidity swept. Mostly, I was looking to see these highs get swept to the left of us, or we can kind of, hesitate a little bit around this area to build up that liquidity and then finally take it. So it kind of depends on the price itself. We had the sweep and we had this break of structure. So lately, I didn't literally like starting of the month, January, I didn't take a single trade. So my main problem was to that I was trying to be too much focused and I was kind of, still getting a little bit hesitant with the understanding of the entry. Okay, it's not like that I was analyzing price, I was understanding, but I just couldn't take the trades because I was trying to like second guessing, just see a little bit more. I was a bit hazy in there, but I'm trying to like try not to be too much specific. So I was like trying to be like super specific with the entry, but that's the problem that you cannot be super specific that you're gonna go take just to the take. You cannot do this. So you have to the entry cannot be specific. It will be a little bit here and there, but you have to manage it. And you have to remember always in the end of the day, if you're right about the direction and you manage your stop loss where it should be, you're gonna be right. Okay. So here as soon as my idea is to see this fair value gap gets ran through the downside, I need to take this trade. Okay, if we have taken this liquidity, there's literally I said that one of the most biggest thing that I can understand is if I'm right, I'll be right instantly. How? Because we have taken every bit of liquidity to the left of us. We have taken the previous daily high. We have generated liquidity which we have taken. The only possible liquidity is to the left of us. Our price respect these areas, come lower, build liquidity through hesitation, through consolidation. Then we can look to see price to. Otherwise, price do not have to go there. So as soon as we can just started coming lower, this candle was kind of closing. Uh, I took this trade here. Okay, here. Just the take, and then it can immediately have that displacement. Okay, and my idea is to see that I'm looking to see the price to kind of, I took it on here. My stop was just above this high, and I was looking to see price to kind of. This would be my break even point. This would be where I would take, let's say, something out and let the rest go into this. So this is how I was looking to manage it. But we had an instant push to the upside from here and we got stopped out at break-in. After that, what exactly ended up happening? So I'm understanding what's going on with the price. Okay, I'm understanding what is going on with the price. We went higher. We end up break through this fair value gaps. If we are going to be right, we're gonna have an instant push to the downside. So I can considering giving it a go, or I can just let it go because I have to understand what price is doing. We go respect. We already seeing that this high is getting respected here. We respect came lower we can like started hesitating instead of that displacement. The moment we can started hesitating around this level, I am not willing to short or anything else. I need to understand more. Hesitate, hesitate, hesitate. We went higher, come lower. Look where we are, what we are respecting. We are respecting this area. My idea is the same thing. Price now also want to take out like anybody's selling here. Stop. So you have to understand what is this? Where is liquidity into the market? This is where is liquidity into the market. So if I want to take a short, looking to see price to go take this low, and there's something you also need to understand is if you look at this level, what do you have? We have been consistent respecting this level several times. One here, twice here, third, fourth, fifth time. So there is ton of liquidity to the left of us. So if right now, as more projection printed, I had a more detail and nice, better understanding because I see, okay, we're respecting here. Now I have a proper model, a proper high and low. a proper high that needs to be taken for price to go here, which is this high, because above that there is liquidity. Okay, so I was waiting for this high to be taken. We went out, we take this high to the take. There is literally no liquidity left of us because we have taken the liquidity. One entry could be just at this with a limit order, putting a stop just here, and that would be a banger here. But I always prefer to have this confirmation entry. So we taken that out, we break through this fair value gap. Here, when we was kind of breaking through this fair value gap, took it a little bit on the way, because I understood, okay, there is literally no liquidity left of us. We have to go lower. We have to kind of do a lot of things. The main reason we have to go lower from here, put a lot of things there to actually kind of go up. Price from here cannot directly go up because liquidity is being taken out of the market. The only possible liquidity is down here, so it doesn't make any sense for price to go lower. So I just kind of took it anyway. Okay, as soon as we kind of started kind of breaking through the mean of this fair value gap, I took it. Stop was just above this high because, as I said, that you'll be instantly right because there is nothing. Only possible liquidity is here. Only fair value price would be around this liquidity areas. I need to see price to go there with instant. Price will be inefficient here, and as you can see, instantly had this big push to the downside. So I had the idea. So this is where I got break even, took 70% out of the uh, market, and then just let the rest go. And list and everything else just got stopped out by a few points. Okay, and else got stopped out at break even. Okay, here. And after that, price kind of did a little bit more things here and there, and then it's kind of coming towards where I should. And I believe price needs to come here, but all price is literally doing is generating more liquidity. Because you have to understand, the more we kind of respect this low like this, the more liquidity is getting built up, and that giving me more confidence that price needs to come here. Everybody is looking to buy from here, but what am I looking to see? I want to see the opposite liquidity be taken, so sellers get, kind of sellers get induced, they get stopped out, and we have that last push to the downside. Early sellers out, buyers get fucked up. Simple as that. Okay, so through understanding this, you understand where is liquidity. You try to understand if I want through that you understand the direction. From the direction, you understand which is the opposite liquidity that needs to be taken. Once that liquidity is taken, you pair up with your model. Once this taken and you build up this liquidity, I understand that we need to go towards this liquidity. This is my target. So this is my target. We had to see our model play out. Okay, we had to see that initial displacement towards our this displacement confirm that we are literally coming for this lows. Okay, after that, I want to see that the early buyers or early sellers in this case get out of the market. Their liquidity get used into the market for the displacement. Okay, the same thing. Early sellers get stopped out here, and we have that push to the downside. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so this is the two trades. So main thing, I'm analyzing the trade my charts like this, but it's main problem was going on with the entry because like I was understanding it, but I just couldn't take the trades. Just wanted to be more specific. Yesterday had the same bias, bearish price successfully, nicely delivered to the target, but in order to being precise, I just could not get an entry. Literally, the entry went out, get out of my high side. Like it's the entry just happened and it just went by, and I just could not enter. So fuck about being precise. It's all about understanding the market. Model confirmed and overall model confirmed. Sellers out, buyers out. That fair value gap just ran through. You enter because usually this kind of entry is a little bit too fast to get in because by the time you enter here and by the time you enter here, there is always a high probability of this one winning out and this one you can stop out. Like if you had take the trade based on let's say price breakthrough enter somewhere and you get stopped out. Now some cases it can be something like that. You sweep out this and you come lower. Okay, in some cases, we can take out and build up more on the way. So this is where it's a lot of uncertainty with the price. So my understanding is to see that proper displacement, that generative of liquidity, which that generation of liquidity, early sellers out of the market in this case, and when there is literally no liquidity because the by the time the model was because by this when this happened and this happened, I know there is no liquidity at this high because it's taken. Then I'm looking to see, okay, early sellers are getting trapped here and their stops are here, and that's exactly from where I want to sell. And it, at this specific moment, there is literally no liquidity to the upside. The only possible liquidity is to the left of side, and that's where price will be going towards with efficiency. Efficiency in the sense of how fast it went, not in other meaning. Okay, and you had it. Just after we sweep this high, you had this big push to the upside. Uh, Attracting more buyers around this level. So maybe you're just going here anyway. So I was overall right. Trade management saved my ass here, and everything is overall working out. So this is the trade. Uh, Actually, it's quite a mm, we actually took this trade like literally not even a single trade after December 24th, 2025, and been struggling with uh, the entry at first. Every entry was getting stopped out. After that, it was going into my direction. Then understand that one of the main reason, which was understanding how liquidity is getting built up into the market, fix that, and after that, understood the direction is what exactly matters. Okay, uh, fix that with understanding liquidity, still learning there. Then comes to this model, and then started having this period where literally not able to take a trade. Okay, literally not able to take a trade, and understood the reasons why I'm not able to take the trades, trying to find out what's going on and working upon that. Like trying to be too much precise with the entry, which is not possible. What are the other things that not feeling confident for the past 2 month consistent losses? So yeah, and why the losses even happened, right? Because if you look at the back into the losses, I understood that uh, like what you understand in this case is something like this. Previously, if I would switch to think something, we had this liquidity taken. If we respect it, I can look to see price to go higher. Okay, if you generate your thought process like this and you see your model and you enter here, you are gonna get stopped out because you have to understand where liquidity is into the market. Until and unless you understand where is liquidity is into the market, it's 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 no good. Okay, then you do not try to take trades like this. Okay, and understanding which high and low that needs to be taken before, right? Like this. I do not try to sell here. I do not try to sell here. I try to sell when this high is taken. Now, in a lower time frame, you might say into this fair value gap, my model performed. Previously, what I would do, my model happens, so I'd sell and I would get stopped out. So when you actually understand liquidity, that's kind of shifted those unnecessary losses pretty much. The second thing I'm having with the issue is not confidently executing the trades and was trying to be too much specific with the entry. So these two things I'm kind of guessing on. These two things I'm kind of focusing on to improving. So today was a nice day. Gonna see what happens. And finally this TP hit as well. Anyways, got stopped out. If you like, uh, if you had this stop loss here, that would be this is usually this is the actual where the stop loss needs to be, but from here it's always going to be pretty efficient. Now, some cases, the best another way to possibly executing this trade would be from these highs here, like you can just limit order here and you just know you would be right. Now, one of the reasons with this here is one of the big reasons here would be like sometimes we can respect here, do some little bit more bullshit and go take it out. But in order to be confirmed and precise, I kind of wait to see this invalidation here, and I find out after this invalidation of POI, like this invalidation of POI is through backtesting and other perspective. I've also seen that if this ones get respected, anyway, there's a high chance that we're going for this high, and I've seen it. But most of the cases, if you're right, you're gonna say a little bit stay around or instant breakthrough of this level and a solid displacement like this. The main thing that I find out with refining my entry and model and understanding the liquidity, that from where I enter, the move is going to be explosive because the opposite side of liquidity is completely taken and the opposite side is completely resting. So price gonna have that efficient move towards the other opposite side of liquidity. So that's the first thing you're gonna notice if you're right. You're gonna have explosive moves like this. Literally, you enter somewhere, and you're gonna see this kind of explosive moves into the market. It's super beautiful. So anyway, but this is a little bit risky in my sense that uh, I'm still like a little bit times don't understand which high and low that needs to be taken properly to give that. So yeah, one thing that I find out that besides that, there needs to be a liquidity block, which is you can also confirm into like a high or low that has taken the liquidity. Like if you have to be having a higher high like this in this scenario, where you're gonna see the early buyers stop loss are most likely going to be, which is this high, and above, besides the left hand side, you're gonna see some form of high which is taken liquidity, which does not have liquidity. In this kind of scenarios, you can take these early entries, but I kind of like it when I have this confirmation because anyway, if you're right about the direction, just somehow entering into the trade will actually, because if price had to go here, doesn't matter if you enter here, you'll be right. So all you just have to do is just be into this trade and just manage your stop loss somewhere meaningful where it makes sense, right? That's it. So this is today's like 15 because it's already 12, 1 a.m. here. So you can see 1, 2, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Literally no trades here. And last trade was taken was December 24, 5, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, no trades. And also didn't have not much of a trade here as well. Like we had December 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Six trades in whole December. The trade frequency dropped significantly for me. Like after those past losses from like October, November, December, September, October, these 2 months were like huge losses for me. October, yeah, huge losses. It's only losses, trade frequency dropped. Like I was like fucked up anyway, and that kind of is quite good for me. Okay, I kind of liked it, you know, kind of liked it here. So my main focus is right now trading with the paper trading. My main focus is that build up the directional bias more better, understand those highs and lows more better, and execute more better in sequence with frequency. Now I can focus on the perspective of earning, right? I don't focus on passing an account. I don't focus on doing those. My idea is to just make myself good enough with the understanding, then go on to those things. Last was 114. This should be on 115. 115. Just journaling them all at once. I was using ES in this case. Direction was a cell. So with this ES here. Then we had an entry here. The first entry was just at this level. Copy price. First break even trade. So I had 1 minute IFBG entry direct. Directly I took the trade. Improvements coming later. Model checklist wise, if I had okay, I had a sell model. I what I usually see just a market structure shift. So swept it, we can swept it, you can have the break structure, you just went for that high once more. That's all that matters. Okay, so we had the market structure shift, CISD, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And invalidation of POI means this. This breaking through is the invalidation of POI for me. That needs to be there. Until and unless this invalidation of POI happens, there is a chance the certain thing can happen. Price can slow down here, build up liquidity, then a lot of things can happen. So the invalidation of POI is something I really need and Q. The first was a break even. Stop loss was a break even. So I'll just put a zero here. I'm not focusing on the P&L right now. Let's put a trade photo here. I had two of them. The first one, this one is the first one, right? Yeah, exactly. This is where I get stopped out. This is where I put my stop at break even. And there is a reason behind it as well, because if you look closely, we had the same scenario. We had liquidity taken to the left of the side. We had this liquidity build on this around this area. So there's a high chance that we might sweep and go higher from here. The main reason that we also had a liquidity to the above us, so there is a chance that we might be generating this level. We take it and then come lower. So I had to have that uh, protection on, and that's why I made my stop loss as break even. Because in that scenario, we had this sweep of liquidity to the left of us. We have liquidity to the left of us. That doesn't mean that we're gonna take it directly. Okay, we had sweep of this liquidity, so there is always a high chance that if we can break above this highs, there is a very high probability that we might go for the liquidity at these levels. So that was it for me to my reason for me to go break even. I just give it a break even trade here. Was put up wrong. That would be a nice execution. Execution wise and everything wise, I'll go to A plus here. Execution confident. I just try not to think a lot. I just tried on executing. Okay, that's the first trade. There comes the second one. 116. Same thing. ES. Direction was a sell. Date was the same. Entry would be the second one's entry is around the half of this week. Half of this week around this level. I took it around like this area. This is where I entered. The same thing. 1 minute IFBG direct, and I had model checklist price had the same this right here. So you had sell model, MSS, and invalidation of POI. Sometimes you watch for divergence, volume. Experimented with a lot of things. OB continuations. Didn't follow my model. MSS external internal divergence. Was there a divergence? In this case, we have divergence. Like, no, we didn't have any divergence. Sorry. External and internal divergence means quite a little bit of things here. Mm, Pair was NQ. Session was New York. Stop loss was at break even. Zero means break even. PNL, I don't care. First TP was hit, which is this. Okay. The first TP was hit, which is this here. Clone copy. First TP was this guy here, which we had this generating cell side. Okay. First TP was hit here. Sorry, TP1. So I'll just call it TP1. So I TP1 hit, TP1 hit, rest end up at BE. 70% out. Just call it here. Rest 70 out, 70% out, rest on B. Oh, that was a win trade here. I'll give the same thing a plus setup there. Perfect execution, not much execution improvement. Just try to be specific and everything. Emotionals are like bullshit, doesn't make any sense. My main idea is to just make things better as much as possible. Uh, so I'll just say a little few words if I can here. Let's see if I can. I wonder if it's gonna work out. Oh, let me stop installizing. Hello, 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 hello. I don't care. So improvement, what I would like to say is like execution is okay. Execution okay. Uh, Focus on that. Don't try to be too much specific with entries entries. Try to entries. If you're if you are right on the direction, it will work out. Direction. If I'm right about the direction, right? If I was wrong about the direction that price will go here, I would definitely get stopped out, right? But if you are right about the direction of price going here, with understanding of liquidity, it will work out. Just like this. It did work out, right? So we're gonna take more of these things anyway. So that's that's nice thing, no? For straight into this year, not bad. So pretty much this is all.